Hey guys, welcome back to day 6 of Python for Beginners tutorial. In this tutorial, you will learn about functions in Python. After completing this topic, you will be able to understand and work with functions, work with different built-in functions, define the difference between user-defined function and built-in functions. Many programs in Python react to user input. Functions allow us to define a task we would like the computer to carry out based on user input. A simple function in Python may look like this in maths. For example, f of x equals 3x plus 2. So this function takes a user input, x. So every user may input different input value. For example, if user 1 may input 6 and replace 3 times 6 plus 2 is 20. And user 2 may input 2, 3 times 2 plus 2 is 8. And user 3 may input 3. 3 times 3 plus 2 is 11. So many users may input many input data and may get different outputs. So that's so-called a function. So a function in Python is a block of code which only runs when it is called. When the function is called, it runs the output and we get the value as a result. You can pass data known as parameter. This x is called a parameter, and we pass data through these parameters as an argument to that function when the function is called. A function can also return data as a result. So it returns when that function called, for example, when the function is called, it returns 20 as a result. A function is a block of organized, reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. So function is basically used to organize our code, and we can reuse that function anytime. For example, if we have a student database, so a student database, it is very hard to write all programs that can do a student's grade, student's registration, student's exam, and so on in one program. But if we divide that program into many functions and we organize each of the functions based on that tasks, so that is easy to maintain and understand also. So that's why function is reusable. As already we know, Python gives us built-in functions like print. Print function is a built-in function that tells to the interpreter or the computer to print out the strings include that function, hello. And we have seen about some of the function, for example, length, that determines the length of the sequences, for example, hello. And that is 5, for example. We have also seen that let's define a variable x. X is, for example, 5. Let's determine the type of this variable x. So this is type function is also a built-in type function that used to determine the type of the object, that is integer in this case. And we also use another ID built-in function that used to identify the memory location of the variable x, for example, this one. So this is some of the built-in functions in Python. There are a lot of built-in functions in Python. You can learn and you can master the Python's built-in function after all. Basically, there are two types of functions in Python, user-defined functions and built-in functions. So we have seen some of the built-in functions, and you will also learn more built-in functions. But in this tutorial, we will focus on user-defined functions. For example, we have a function here, f of x 3x plus 2, and we define a function to solve this problem. So to do this, we use a keyword that is called def keyword, and we define, for example, do math followed by a function name. So you can use different function name, doesn't matter. But when you are defining a function like variables, it is recommended that you use descriptive function name. For example, do math. So you can do any math. And this function takes the variable or parameter x. This is x, and we just use x. And there is a colon after the function name that is used to indicate a block of code inside this function. So when you are enter, automatically indented the block of statements inside this function. So this is called block of statements. So every function has a block of statements. So every block of statements can be break up using colon. Okay. So whenever you define a function, so you must define the block of statements in that function that's going to return as a result. So this function can do, so it can do 3x plus 2. The x is the parameter that the function takes. And we accept the user input through this parameter when you are calling that function. Okay, let's do. So let's store as a result variable that is 3 times x plus 2. This is a formula or a computation or a problem that's going to solve using this function. Okay, and there is also a return statement that returns the output as a result. So return, we call that a statement. So instead of race, it's going to return the results. So the results, this formula compute and store the result into the variable race, and the return statement going to return the value of race as a result. For example, here, if we input 6 as input parameter, and it's going to compute by replacing 6 by x, and it's going to return 20 as a result when you are calling this function. So this is called the end of a statement. End of statement. So this is very useful. For example, if you call this function call, to call this function, and you can use the function name, and this function has a parameter, and you can pass argument to this function. So the function takes input. So that is the user input. So the user can input, for example, 6 to the function as an argument, and it's going to automatically assign to the parameter x in function definition, and it's going to replace the x with 6 and computes 3 times 6 is 18 plus 2 is 20. So the return statement going to return 20 as a result. So this is called function definition. And this is called function call. So when you are calling that function, it can perform the tasks which is defined inside that function and returns the result of that function. So here I just print R1 and just calls the function and assign or pass the user input 6 as an argument to this function, and they automatically assign that user input to the parameter x, and it replaces the value of x to the x in the function body and computes the mathematical computation and returns the result of that function, and we get 20. So For example, if another user 2 may input and call that function and input, for example, 2 and print that function result R2, and we get different, that is 8. Okay, that is 8. And user 3 may also call that function and input different data, R3, do math. So once you define that function, you can call many times as necessary. And 3, print R3, that is 11. And instead of just doing manually, you can solve many problems by defining user-defined function. So this is called user-defined function. When you are defining a user-defined function, you can use a keyword, def keyword, followed by the function name. And the function may take parameter, or sometimes it may not take a parameter, okay? And the function may solve some problems, and it may also return the result using return statement. So when you are defining a function, you use a keyword def and followed by the function name, and the function may take parameter to input the user's data, and it may return that values as a result, and so on. So indentation is very essential in Python functions that indicate the block of statements. Okay, if you make it indented, it is error. So every block of statement like colon, that is called a block of statements. So that should be indented inside that. So easy to organize your code, read your code. But in other programming language, indentation is not necessary, but it is just to make your program readable. So function call is just to call that function and pass data to that function. Once the function is defined, many user may call that function and pass different data to that function as an argument and automatically assigned to the parameter in the function definition. Okay, this is so-called a function, and you can, for example, let's do, if you want to compute square. If you want to compute squares of a number, you can use it look like this. But it is easy to define a function that compute the squares of a number, and you can call that functions and pass different data into that function. That is the easy way to perform squares. Okay, let's do it. Define a function, square. By the way, in one Python file, you can define many functions, doesn't matter. So whenever you call that function, that's just pass data to that function and return, for example, x, and it's going to return x square, okay? X square. And you can call that function, call the function, and pass data to that function, for example, print 5. Okay, so we get, when you are calling in the first one, and the input is 1, 1 square is 1, and 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25. So this is easy way. So you can define functions once and you can call that function. So you can reuse that function many times as necessary. And you can also define a function to solve Q. Q, okay, X, and it returns X cube. So you can replace this cube. Okay, yeah, 1 cube is 1, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 3 to the power of 3 is 27, 4 to the power of 3 is 64, 5 to the power of 3 is 125. This is what's called solving cube. And so those are some of the examples how you can define user-defined functions in Python and solve many problems by organizing your code and reuse that function as necessary. This is what's called function definition. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and we will see another topics in the next day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Write comments below. Thanks for watching.